Welcome to Brilliant Creatures.
This is the show where you can meet some of the world's most amazing animals.
I'm Stephen.
I'm Gail.
And here are some of the stars on today's show.
There's foxes and raccoons. We're moments away from meeting these two brilliant creatures that share a passion for rubbish.
In Do It Yourself, we show you how to change one animal into another with your very own magical Metamorphosis chamber.
Plus, we meet someone who had a close encounter with a group of gorillas and lived to tell the tale.
And we put the intelligent octopus to the test. You can discover his hidden talent a bit later on.
Waking up to find that your bin's been broken into is a sure sign that you've had a late night visit from one of the UK's top predators, a fox. There are more than 250,000 foxes living in the UK. They are everywhere. And foxes like Mac here have adapted so well to living alongside human beings that they even eat what we eat, or what's left over of it anyway, and they build their homes in our gardens. So next time you wake up and find that your rubbish has been raided, it's just possible that you've been visited by one of the UK's top brilliant creatures. However, if you live thousands of miles away in America,
you may wake up to the same sight from your bedroom window. But instead of rubbish and bins, it would be garbage and trash cans. The crime scene would look the same, but the late night visitor is a very, very different brilliant creature. It's the raccoon. Look at him eating away, finding all of the leftover food inside the trash can and eating it. It's unbelievable, isn't it? You see, in America, the villain is more likely to be a raccoon than a fox. Raccoons can be found all over America, and just like the British fox, they've adapted very well to living alongside humans. Look, he's going in again. He's nearly pulling the bin over, look. Now, the raccoon makes the British fox look well-mannered in comparison. You see, raccoons have flexible little fingertips, just like ours. So they can break into almost anything. Look at him going away. And check this out, they even break into people's houses and set up home in their roof space. Now, some of you may be thinking it would be pretty cool to have a raccoon living in your house, but just like the fox, these are nighttime creatures. So when you're snuggling up in bed trying to get asleep, they're just starting out on their mission of destruction. So whether you live in America
or in the UK, your rubbish will never be safe
from these brilliant bin-breaking creatures. Card 3 of 10. Name Protopterus pennectans, also known as the lungfish. Special power, Mucus Master. When the African rivers dry out, the slippery lungfish oozes vats of slime from its worm-like body, encasing itself in a mucus tube. It spends 8 months lying in this slimy bag waiting for the rains to return and then slides out from its sac, cracking the outer crust and dropping back into the water. If you're a magician, you'd be able to change a red handkerchief like this into a lovely red rose as quick as that. Very nice.
Not bad, but nature's got a few tricks of its own. Would you believe that you can change these mealworms into these darkling beetles?
Well, now you can, in front of your very own eyes and in the comfort of your own home.
All you need is one of these, a Metamorphosis chamber. That's a jar to you and me, but with the right ingredients, this creates the perfect environment for changing one thing into another, because metamorphosis is when one animal changes into a completely different animal.
Now, as this is the part of the program where we show you how to do it yourself, here's how to do it. First thing you need to get is one of these, a jar. Now, wash it out so it's nice and clean, and then you can add your ingredients.
Okay, so I've got some mixed up bran and oatmeal here, and I'm just going to chuck a really good layer of that in the bottom of my jar, like that. And then some dried bread and flour mixed up, and just add another layer of that. And try and avoid getting it all over the table like I am.
Now, it looks a bit dry in there, so to give the plate a bit of moisture, add a slice of apple or even an apple core. Now, you want to replace this every day so there's always something fresh in the chamber for your mealworms. Another good idea is to give them a nice shady hiding place, and for this you can just use some old kitchen towel, scrumple it up and chuck it in like that. If you want to take it one stage further, you could even build them their very own house like this. Now, we made this from an old cardboard box, just covered it in paper mache and decorated it.
OK, it's now time to populate your jar. So get your mealworms, and you can get these in any pet shop. I've got a couple of dozen here, and just put them in the jar. Now, you've got to make sure that they don't escape. You've got to cover the top of the jar, but don't just screw the lid back on because the mealworms need air. So a really good idea is a piece of muslin over the top. But if you haven't got a piece of muslin, a section cut out from an old pair of tights works just as well. And just secure that to the top of your jar with an elastic band, just like that.
A brilliant idea is to get your hands on one of these. It's a magnifying glass, so you can get a really good close-up look at the mealworms as they change. And when it's all complete, just observe the magic of the metamorphosis.
Now, if you need a reminder of how to make your very own metamorphosis chamber and you've got access to a computer, then go to the Brilliant Creatures website. Now, when you get there, click on DIY. There it is, do it yourself. And then click on Metamorphosis Chamber. Now, another thing you can do, which is really cool, is go back to the main page and click on Game, and there you'll find a really great game with loads of facts about different animals that change from one thing to another. But can you match the baby to the adult?
It's a really cool game actually, and it's well worth checking out. Now, beetles will live up to 2 to 3 months, and if you want to release them into the wild, an ideal place is under a bush at the end of your garden or in a local park. And the great thing is you can then start all over again. So why don't you give it a go and do it yourself and make your very own brilliant metamorphosis chamber.
This is Levan Merritt, who at the age of 5 had an amazing close encounter with a large, powerful and potentially deadly brilliant creature. Levan, what was the brilliant creature?
It was a silverback lowland gorilla.
A gorilla? Wow, well have a look at this. This is Levan's story.
The 30th of August 1986 was just another midsummer's day here at Jersey Zoo. 5-year-old Levan Merritt was on the first day of his summer holiday with his family. Little did they know that this was going to be a holiday they would never forget.
We have to go over the bridge, don't we? Yeah? He's in the cage right behind him.
Go and have a look some more then.
Having visited most of the other animals at the zoo, Levan spotted the gorilla enclosure, and they went to take a closer look. The perimeter wall around the enclosure was 1 metre high, meaning that the little 5-year-old found it hard to see the gorillas inside. In order to get a closer look, he scrambled up the wall, he lost his footing and fell. What you are looking at now is home video footage that was recorded by another visitor to the zoo. It shows Yambo, the huge silverback male gorilla, heading straight towards Levan, much to the horror of the helpless crowd of onlookers. The gorilla leant over the boy, completely hiding him from view, and sniffed his unmoving body. But then, far from attacking Levan, Yambo amazingly appeared to start protecting him from the other gorillas in the group. He even leant over and lifted the boy's top and gently stroked his back, maybe trying to comfort the injured child. After some 4 minutes had passed, Levan woke up and started to cry out in pain. The noise startled the gorillas and enabled the keepers to coax them indoors. But in doing so, they had to let out a young male gorilla called Hobbit. With just one gorilla in the enclosure, 2 keepers were able to fend off the excited Hobbit's playful attacks, allowing an ambulance man to reach Levan and administer some much-needed first aid. It was 17 minutes after his terrifying ordeal began that Levan was lifted to safety and rushed to a nearby hospital. Yambo's actions touched the hearts of people throughout the world and made them realise that gorillas can be kind, gentle and caring animals. Sadly, Yambo died on the 16th of September 1992, aged 32. And as a mark of respect to this truly brilliant creature, the people here at the zoo had this life-size bronze statue made so his memory will live on for years to come.
What an amazing story, eh? So, Levan, what do you remember from that day?
I can't actually remember nothing from that day because it was just so long ago.
You can't remember
It was over
a
14
thing?
years ago.
Well, we've got your mum with us, and presumably you remember everything. Have you got any idea, Pauline, why the gorillas didn't actually attack Levan?
Well, the head zookeeper actually told me that because he was knocked unconscious and he didn't move for a good 5 minutes, he didn't pose a threat. And also the smell is very similar to the smell of a baby gorilla.
Oh, right.
So that's why Yambo actually protected him from the others.
So being unconscious actually saved his life?
Yeah.
A brilliant story about a brilliant creature. Levan, Pauline, thanks very much for coming in and telling us.
Thanks.
OK, now's the part of the show where we're going to put your and Stephen's animal knowledge to the test. We're going to play you an animal noise, and you've got to guess what brilliant creature made that noise.
Now, I have no idea what animal it's going to be, but I have been told that me and you will definitely have heard of it before, so I hope you're ready, because I'm ready. Good
OK,
luck.
have a listen to this.
Now, am I being serious? Is it a hard one?
It's a hard one, actually, but have a guess.
I would say, well, it's
Have another
like
listen.
a car.
Have a listen.
That's good. No, that has got to be. It's got to be a pig. It's got to be a pig.
It's not a pig. It is, in fact, a badger. It's true. Badgers have at least 16 different calling sounds, ranging from that low-pitched growl through to bird-like coos. Now, messages between badgers are a combination of sound, smell and body language. You're not doing very well, Stephen. Better luck next time.
The octopus is apparently one of the most agile and intelligent, brilliant creatures on the planet. This is a common octopus, and this one lives at the Brighton Sea Life Centre, but normally they live in the Mediterranean Sea. Now, they're meant to be so agile they can fit through the smallest of cracks, and they're meant to be so intelligent they can solve some pretty complex problems. So here on Brilliant Creatures, we're going to put it to the test.
So we've got this specially designed tank, and what the octopus has got to do is work out that in the middle there are 2 tubes. Now he can squeeze his huge body and all those legs through one of those tubes right the way along, where he'll come out into this part of the tank, and we've even got a special underwater octopus camera to capture the moment. Do you think he's ready, Stephen?
Do you know, I've got no idea. Now, it sounds impossible, doesn't it? And it's now the moment of truth. Let's see what happens. If he does this, I am just going to
I think he's going to do it because they are incredibly intelligent.
OK, now we open up the tunnel like this. Just take this out.
We've had to have the tunnels covered because he might have just done it before we were ready.
Let's see what he does. Is he going to go? Now, you can see all of the suckers on his legs, and that's what it uses to get its prey and also, hopefully, to climb up the tank and get through the tunnel.
He's having a good stretch.
He's most probably thinking, yeah, they're going to put me to the test and I'm going to prove him wrong.
Come on, you want to go on this wall.
Look, you can see one of his legs is actually inside the tunnel.
He's on the move.
I am amazed at this.
Right, here we go.
Look!
Oh, wow, he's going through! That's amazing!
I cannot believe he's managed to
Oh,
fit
look,
through the
he's
tube.
coming out. He's coming out the end.
He's done it!
Yes!
How cool is that? I didn't think he was going to be able to do
That's
it.
fantastic.
Wow, well, we've put the octopus to the test and he's scored 10 out of 10. So he's proven that the octopus is a very intelligent and very agile, brilliant creature.
And next time on Brilliant Creatures in Do It Yourself, we'll show you how to find and look after your very own family of foxes.
And we meet Josh, who had a terrible encounter with a very dangerous mystery creature and survived to tell the tale.
Stephen's scared of snakes, but is his fear something he was born with, or is it something he's learned? Find out on the next Brilliant Creatures.
Well, that's it for today's show.
If you want to check out our website, the address is at the bottom of your screens now.
And we'll see you very soon to meet more of the world's Brilliant Creatures.
Bye!